Hello, you're very welcome to Destination Jury's News Bite here on a Tuesday evening. Sorry for the delay. We had a little technical issue there and it sort of got in our way there for a while, but we're back up and it's good to be back. So, my name's Damien McCullough. A coronavirus update. No new coronavirus related deaths were recorded in Northern Ireland for the third day in a row. The total remains at 537. While in the Republic, 9 more people have died and bringing the total to 1,691. The total deaths on the island of Ireland in relation to coronavirus is 2,228. In the Republic of Ireland, there are 25,215 confirmed cases of coronavirus. 286 people have died in the UK in the last 24 hours. A total of 40,883 people have died in the UK due to coronavirus. In Scotland, another 7 people have died. In Scotland, the First Minister has announced it takes the death total in Scotland to 2,422, but counting suspected cases could total to as much as 4,000. In Wales, 9 more people have died with coronavirus in Wales, bringing the death total there to 1,410. Here, there are 291 confirmed cases in Newry and Down. In Newry and Down, there are 44 related coronavirus deaths. There are 538 confirmed cases in Armagh City, Banbridge and Craigavon area, with 75 related deaths. Agriculture Minister Edwin Poots has chastised some parties in the executive who he said were holding back the lifting of COVID-19 restrictions. Mr Poots of the DUP was speaking during an assembly debate on financial support for farmers. He suggested other parties were reluctant to ease the lockdown despite evidence from senior scientists that this could be done. Health Minister Robert Swan has said he wants to see a measured easing. The executive will meet again on Thursday to decide whether to allow more restrictions to be lifted. But Mr Swan of the Ulster Unionist Party said he did not want the process to be rushed. Now, other news. Local man, Micheál O'Rourke from Dromatea, is creating waves on Toronto, and a big article in the Irish Times. The big advantage of being Irish is we always look out for each other, he said. The Irishman is looking after the mental health of frontline medical workers in Toronto. Micheál, who's from Dromatea, he lives in Toronto and he's there the 6 years. He's a mental health clinician and he's on the front line of the coronavirus pandemic. There are 30,860 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Ontario with 2,450 deaths. Micheál works for the University Health Network, that's the UHN in Toronto. He says he's worked there, one of 5 sites within the network, and a place called Toronto Western Hospital. He's registered psychotherapist and a team leads for English and Spanish mental health programs at the hospital. He also works for the Irish Canadian Immigration Centre in Toronto. The centre offers support and information on immigration and employment, and he's been involved in social service support. He also has a private practice and provides supervision for qualified members of the College of Psychotherapy. And he's juggling a lot at the minute. He says he travels to work every day as an essential staff member of the hospital. It is all hands on deck to support in any way they can. First and foremost, his role is still as a team lead. He supports other mental health clinicians, but also learns from them too. And he also sees his own patients virtually or through the telephone or taking phone calls, but the number of people has significantly reduced since COVID-19 measures came in. The hospital has restricted non-essential services to prevent people coming to the hospitals. There's also a new internal support line set up within the hospital to support other frontline workers, and the hospital is large with almost 16,000 employees, so they need to be supported. And he emotionally at this time, since the pandemic started, he's involved in screening patients and visitors coming through the hospital doors for COVID-19 like symptoms. He spends time most evenings and weekends being available to support the Irish community across Canada for Irish Canadian Immigration Centre. So the young man from Crossmaglen, or from Dromatea, is doing brilliant work in Toronto, and we'll hear more of that story maybe as the week goes on. So sorry for the delay. We're in a rush now, so we're going to go to Crossmaglen and we're going to go to Aoife. So Aoife, if you can hear me there, yeah, there's Aoife Finnegan. Aoife, sorry for the delay. We had technical issues, and I know you're in a bit of a hurry there. So Aoife, what's happening at Crossmaglen? No, go ahead. What's happening at Crossmaglen?
So I'm going to start off this week with birthdays. I haven't done an awful lot of birthdays since I've been on here, so I'm going to start off with birthdays this week. I don't know if I have photos or not going to come up, but I'll just go ahead anyway. So a huge happy birthday to Mick Carraher. Yeah, there's him there, and his two sisters. So a big happy birthday to him. Next up, we have a cousin of my own, Calum Comiskey. There's him, his lovely girlfriend. So yeah, big happy birthday to Calum Comiskey. Another happy birthday to Connor Moley. And the member of Finnan, Clint Rush, it's his birthday this week as well. So happy birthday, Clint. He's part of Finnan. They're the band that played for us and raised money for the Community Association, and people donated money from Crossmaglen, and there was a grand total of £340 raised for the Community Association. So a huge success to them. Well done. Yeah, so there's Sinn Féin councillor Kathy Mason. Happy birthday, Kathy. And then last, happy birthday to Laura Byrne. Laura is my person of the week this week. She has an Instagram page called Laura Jane. Encourage anybody to go and follow, give her a follow. She's absolutely brilliant. I'm hoping my speakers are going to laugh here. So a great news to St. Joseph's Crossmaglen. There's work that started for the new school. It's a great boost to the community and will provide state-of-the-art facilities for the children. And it will enhance the educational experience of those attending St. Joseph's. It's a very proud moment for the community, especially for myself as well, being a past son attending that school now in September, Pierce Comiskey. Big shout out to him. And he's very excited to start with. So he hopefully will get into the school along with other children. So I am going to fly to this. Yes, so we're trying to get the community hub. The community hub is continuing, should I say, loads of help from the community. And lastly, a big, huge congratulations to Father Kevin, who they're distributing the boxes. But a big congratulations to Father Kevin, who was ordained to priest 47 years ago. And my speakers are going to run out of battery, I think. So I'm going to hurry this along and say thanks to everybody in the community for helping us out and give us a shout. And don't forget to give Laura Jane Stylis a follow on Instagram. Sorry for flying through that.
Listen, Aoife, no bother. Is that Connor Moley from Darcy you were talking about there? Is that whose birthday it is? I couldn't really see the picture.
Who's that?
Connor Moley. Is that Connor Moley?
Connor Moley, yes. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
From Darcy, yeah. I remember him playing the All-Ireland final. Yeah, I remember him playing the All-Ireland final for St. Paul's, and we're playing a team from Dublin, and we were beating them really, really well. And your boy started giving Connor a bit of verbals, and Connor I remember he had the hand on the ball, and he was holding the ball, and he sold the ball one hand, and he pointed up at the scoreboard. St. Paul's was beating him about 15 points at that stage. I always remember that, a great moment.
Fella.
Yeah, and of course, Father Kevin, 47 years ordained as a priest. But that's officially, believe it or not, on the 17th of June, because Trinity Sunday, 47 years ago, was on the 17th of June, 47 years ago. And another wee story, Father Colin's sister is also married 47 years ago this Christmas, believe it or not, coming. So that's another wee story for you when you're talking to them. So listen, Aoife, thanks a million. And you can get the new batteries for them earphones of yours. And we'll see you next week. So you're under pressure there, but she's grand. So we've got that one done with Crossmaglen, and now we're going to go over to Whitecross, where I believe Whitecross Community Association have actually spent some money, and I believe, Lee, that you have bought a new mower.
Yeah, get a new mower and all.
Brilliant.
We have.
So the Camlough Association now want that mower to be lent out to Camlough and the surrounding areas. So the speak is in before Declan comes on.
Yeah, no problem.
You've been sitting there for a while, so Lee, tell us what's happening up around Whitecross.
Well, Lee, thank you very much, Damon. I'm going to try to get through this as quick as possible, as you know, we've all been delayed there this evening. I just want to start off with the food parcels again. We're still getting the food parcels. We're still delivering them out around the community. We have a few people that has been in contact with ourselves that can't, they haven't received a phone call, or they're looking at the food parcels. We have been in touch with the council, and they're working on it. They say it's going to maybe take about a week or so before everybody on the list has been, before everybody on the list can be contacted. So we'll just have to sit tight and wait. We are trying our best to get as many as we can, to help out as many in the parish as we can, but it's just going to take an wee while. I also want to say a big thank you to Mihal and Niall up in Newtown Community Centre. They're doing brilliant work up there. They're actually taking the boxes off the lorry for the food parcels and stuff, storing them up in the club there. Mihal is very good now, because in contact every time there's boxes array for us. Mihal's been on touch straight away. They always make themselves available so somebody can go lift the food parcels, and they'll give us a hand to put them back in again. So we are on the ball with the food parcels. We're trying our hardest at the minute, just with a bigger area. So hopefully now in the next week we'll get more parcels and more people sorted out. Next up, I just want to mention that the football club has been out there a couple of nights or an evening or something, so they were cleaning up around the football field, lawnmowers out, the stimmers out, and all, picking up the litter around the football club, around the hall, in around the play park and stuff. And the field and all looks well, but we're when the football field's open back up again, we're just asking people, to use the bins around the football field, because there has been a load of rubbish laying around, and when the football field opens up, hopefully sooner rather than later, we just try to keep it tidy again. So fair play to the boys or the ladies who's up helping out the field and the club, and all looks well. Next up we have Ardmore Park. I just want to say a big well done to the women in Ardmore Park. There's a few of them out, so they're doing the wee bingo nights, and they are also had a Christmas night, Christmas jumper night. There they are there. Thanks very much, Cal. The girls are doing great work up in the park there, having a bit of crack, joking about and that there, keeping the community spirit up. So well done, ladies. Fair play to you. Next up we have is, I just want to say, people there, that Kevin Hughes is down the shop there. He still is doing the deliveries. All you have to do is contact the shop through the Facebook page, and they will get you sorted out down there. Doing that 7 days a week. So anybody needs anything there that's isolating or can't come out of the house or they're not well, give them a ring there and they'll do the work. Now, I just wanted to move on quickly here to Spray of the Shave. We had a few people this week got haircuts, beard shaving and the whole lot in the village for various charities and stuff. But I just want to start off. I think his pictures there is Lisa. Lisa, originally from Whitecross, moved up to Silver Bridge now. Lisa, fair play to her, shaved the whole hair off for the, who was it? She shaved for the Marie Curie. The whole hair off. The husband, he cut the hair and all for. But Lisa also, there's a cousin of Lisa's there, is Martin. Martin, he done the same as well. I didn't get a picture of Martin with no beard, but he's also went with no beard. The whole lot's off. Fair play to the Prairies. Searle, again, Searle has went out. Brilliant work there with Searle and the two lads out in the green in St Killian's Park. They got the haircut last Thursday after the clap. It was great to see the community coming out together, and supporting that. Searle had his battle last year, thankfully, all over now, and he's doing well. So fair play to everybody there that has been doing their bit for in the community and for charities as well. Searle, there he is there, yeah, and the two boys, Killian works in the shop and Cormac's there as well, so fair play to them. It was surprising to see the two boys getting theirs done as well, because we were only made aware that Searle was getting it done, but when the two boys stepped up and got the two heads shaved as well along with them, so fair play to these lads. Just one more thing, there's Vera and John Mohan there. I think there's a picture of the pair of them. Just got a message there before I actually went live here that they're 43 years married, Vera and John Mohan, so congratulations guys, and many more years of happiness. The last we have, we're just going to have to move on to birthdays, because we have to go brave and quick tonight. We have 3 birthdays in the village, what we know of, which Michelle Dorn, her birthday is on this week, and there's Aileen Reevy, Aileen's birthday this week. We've got that picture not that long ago, so Aileen Reevy. Next up we have Laura Bourne, also Laura Reevy. Happy birthday, Laura, as well. And there's Michelle Dorn. Happy birthday, guys. And there's Vera and John. 43 years married. So congratulations, guys, and fair play. Anybody else needs anything during the week, if they're looking, Sorry, I'm just reading that there. Anybody that needs any shout outs or anything this week or for next week, please get in touch with myself. So we would hurry tonight. So sorry, guys, for rushing through it tonight. But hopefully next week everything will be back up and running again, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thank you very much, people.
Thanks a million, Lee. That's great work up in Whitecross, and well done to
I'll
everybody. Yeah, thanks to everybody for doing the head shaves and everything up there. There'd be no point in me going in for that one, Lee. I wouldn't.
No, definitely not. No,
definitely not. And well done to them. Great causes. So congratulations to everybody up in Whitecross. And Whitecross, I have to say, is looking really, really well. And just before we go on, I'm just after getting a little report there of a death. The death has occurred of Jeffrey Davison, who died at Craigavon Area Hospital today. He's living partner of Diane, beloved son of the late Harry and Rosaline Davison, and much loved brother of Jim, Noel, Colin, Gary, Declan, Katrina, Tracy, Niall, Darn, and Paul. Funeral leaving his home, 61 Drumgormley Estate, on Thursday, June the 11th at 10 a.m. for 11 o'clock Mass in the Church of St. Michael, Newton Hamilton, just after receiving that there now. So we go now then over to Camlough, and my neighbour. We have to say hello to Declan Murphy. Declan, I know you're not too far away from me here. Declan, how's it going up there?
Dead on, David.
So, Declan, you have plenty to tell us here. I think we're going to be able to get a loan of that cutting machine that the boys in Whitecross got there to cut their grass. But Lee wasn't telling us,
problem.
So, Declan, take it away there.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Damon. And the good thing is that, people, the spirits are still up, and, people are still active in the community, which is great. Despite all the difficulties and the lockdown and all of that. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is a bit of a clean up down in Bessbrook. It was not a litter pick, it was more to do with the hedge had overgrown and was actually blocking people from walking along the footpath. And particularly if you're talking about the likes of parents with buggies or prams, they had to go out onto the road. And it was like that for quite a number of weeks. And the unfortunate thing about it is it's a bit of private property, and so there was nobody cutting it. So myself and a few of the lads there, and I'd like to give a bit of a shout out to Larkin and Jermid Mathers, young Adam Clements and Cahill Quinn, who took the photograph. And so obviously they did a spectacular job. It was about 30 meters along there that had to be cut, and it's obviously did the business. What I would like to say to people is that, we can't obviously be there for everybody, but, people should look after their own patch. And because that could have been a fairly dangerous spot, given that people had to walk out onto the road in order to progress on, say, either into Bessbrook or on towards the Green Road. So fair play to the lads. Another thing, I'd just like to concur with what Councillor Una McGuinness requested this week, and that is for the attendance that was provided by the council up at Camlough Lake to be reinstated. I think it was well covered last week, the amount of rubbish, etc., that was left behind by people visiting the lake, and obviously we welcome people to visit, but there was a serious amount of rubbish left. The locals had to do the clean up, but there always had been an attendant there. And that's really, really helped matters. And as you can see, just even from the photograph, the likes of the life ring has been turfed in along with bottles and cans, totally unacceptable. But, hopefully the council will sort that out. I know Una's putting the pressure on to the council because Camlough Lake is an asset, and, more people will visit it if we look after it. More people will invest in the area. It'll be easier for us to attract funding from the likes of the council if they know that the people appreciate, what they have on their doorstep and are going to look after it. So I would appeal to everybody and anybody that can use their influence just to say to people, tidy up after you. I'd also like to mention, and this is a great wee bit of work that was done last Friday. We had 69 food parcels to be distributed between Camlough and Bessbrook and Clough. 69 food parcels is quite an amount, given that, you can't fire them all into a lorry. Mostly it's done by individuals coming along with their cars, maybe 3 or 4 boxes at a time. That's a significant amount of houses to be visited. So that was between Camlough, the Shane O'Neill's people, the community helpers and the local common. arriving at different times, doing their pickups, and then driving out to the various destinations that they had to go to, and making sure that people got, what obviously they needed. So fair play to everybody that was involved in that. Like Aoife, I'd like to say happy birthday to a colleague of mine, Kathy Mason. I'm not too sure what age she is. I'm not going to ask either. I'd also like to say a speedy recovery to Michelle Griffin and her son, a young fella. I think he's only about 3 or 4. Michelle was knocked down near the Five Ways a couple of weeks ago. Thankfully, she is now out of hospital, and the neighbours did a bit of a collection, and also Martina Lynch, along with other people, that are involved with St Peter's Primary School in Clough-Ray. They also had a GoFundMe and raised a good significant amount of money, which will obviously be some help to Michelle. So big time speedy recovery, and hopefully the wee fella gets better soon as well. Okay, Damien and Cal, that's me for this week. Thanks very much.
Listen, Declan, thanks a million. Short and sweet. And I'd have to say yes to Michelle and the wee lad. Hopefully that they will make a speedy recovery. And it's very traumatic. But well done to the people that got behind them and raised the GoFundMe page. Brilliant. And also back to the lake. Declan, I would have to say I would agree with you. We did speak about this before, and the stuff that was thrown in the lake last weekend and all that. Yes, people very, very welcome to Camlough Lake, but they have to respect the area they come to. It's not theirs. They're coming as visitors, and they have to be aware of there's other people as well. So yeah, we would say to them, yeah, you're welcome here, but if you don't want to adhere to the rules, we don't want you here. And that's the bottom line. Camlough Lake has a long history of being a very, very integral part of our area here. And with the work that was carried out this last year, it's looking really well. So, yeah, well done to everybody. And keep up the good work, Declan. All I can say is the community associations in this area are doing really, really great work. And Destination Uri here is putting this out there, letting people know that, you guys are actually in there doing the work. Great work cutting the hedge. Yes, the hedge did need cut because it was growing out. Not alone was it stopping people, the cars were nearly not getting past as well. So well done to that, Declan, and well done to your young helpers. It's always great to see young people out doing the volunteering. So well done to everybody. So thanks a million, Declan. That's my neighbour just up the road there, and we'll do this all again next week.
Watch Destination Uri on your smart TV. Effectively, go to your control. You have different options in the control. The top left-hand corner or the center buttons. You'll have action menu, apps, back home. Try each of them. What you're looking for is Facebook Watch or YouTube. So for instance, then you just click, say for instance, I have mine on home. So you click home and hopefully it'll come up. And then you go down, you look for YouTube. When you go into YouTube, go to the left-hand side and look for the search symbol. So when this loads up, go to the left-hand side, just push it over to the left. There's home, there's the search, and you can search for Destination Uri here. Just put in all the word. Once you've done it once, it'll always be there. Click on it, and we should show up. So there it'll show you the latest live. You'll be able to go through all the videos we have the whole way along in the past and different ones coming up live. Just click on it if you want. You can do it beforehand. It says it's going to be live in 37 minutes on the 8th of June. So that's how you add Destination Uri to your smart TV. Simple.